Alright, project for tonight. The new project I'm working on now. Can't really do a whole lot because there's a storm going on right now. So um, I can't run, I don't like to run anything electric, of course, because I don't want to get struck back here with my electric saws and planers and junk. So trying to do a little few things that doesn't require any electricity right now. But I'm working on an American flag, a wooden flag that I'm doing for a customer. These are 2x2 strips right here that I planed and jointed so they would fit tightly. They're all glued together with a backing of the brace. Put a little bit more, round it off on the edges, make a square brace behind it. But I took my torch and did a little burning before I painted it. Spray painted the red and the white stripes. Right now I'm working on the union, which will go. It's a separate board that I cut for the union. It'll sit right inside that little slot cut out right there. And of course I got to prime it and paint it blue. And then I'll be taking my stencil, the star stencil here, which I'll lay on top of that and spray it with white spray paint, make the stars. This is going to be the Marines logo that goes on the union area as well. But first I'll have to make instead of spray painting the stars on first, I'll do a little cutout of this right here. So I don't spray paint any of that until I spray the logo on there. So that way it won't blend in with the stars or anything. So, all right, I put my white primer coat on the union area of the wood. Then I spray painted it with with the gloss patriotic blue. I paid $8 a can for this at a private local hardware store, mom and pop hardware store, which is probably a lot more than I would pay for it at Lowe's or Home Depot. But at the time, it was the only thing I could get to pretty quick. Then I use this Easy Tack stuff here that I spray on the back of the stencil before I lay the stencil down. The Easy Tack will help seal all around the stencil so it won't bleed through. Especially with wood, because even though you sand it really, really well, it's got all those little cracks and stuff. It's very easy for paint to bleed under the stencil and spread out a little bit. So this here is Easy Tack spray. It's very sticky stuff, and it'll hold the stencil in place and seal all the cracks around it so it doesn't bleed through. Then once I lay that down, I'll spray it with the white spray paint over the Marine stencil, and then when all that dries, when I pull the stencil off and all that dries, I'll block off the Marine stencil area, and then lay the star stencil over it with the Easy Tack spray as well, and that'll help it stay, stick to the wood so it won't bleed through also, and then have the Marine stencil covered up. That way, when it sprays the stars, it won't spray to the Marine stencil, and you'll be able to tell the difference between the two logos and the logo and the stars. But I'll be doing that as soon as this ever dries here. That's the next step. All right, right here I'm putting the star stencil over the logo. I already spray painted on the wood there. You can see it underneath. It came out pretty good. Fixing to spray some Easy Tack onto the back of the star stencil. I'm gonna lay it on the floor so I can spray it. Won't get all over the table. This stuff is really sticky. Set down here on the concrete floor where I can spray it. It's a good adhesive to the back of the stencil sheet, and then I'll just lay it over my Marines logo there. It came out really good. I'm pretty pleased with that. But I'm gonna lay this right over top of this now, and get ready to spray the stars on. You gotta make sure the points are facing up. A lot of times, I've almost laid the stencil down upside down, and it's really hard to tell the difference unless you're really paying attention. So I'm gonna get lined up here on the Star Union block of wood, right over the logo, and looking around trying to find something to cover up the Marines logo so I won't spray stars over top of it through the stencil. This little tin thing I've had laid in my shop back here from cookies I've been eating worked out perfect because it goes right around the logo. A perfect fit all the way around. So this tin comes in handy right now, and I'll hang on to it in case I ever do this again for another logo. But yeah, I ate all the cookies. But Gonna lay it down right here. Gonna line it up, make sure I've got it around, all the way around the logo, and then I'm gonna spray around this thing, and that way it protects the logo from getting any stars on it sprayed onto it. Also, so I get my white paint here, and again, the idea is not to hold the can so close to the stars or to the decal, because if you hold it too close, it makes it blotched all up and puddle up. So you hold it back just a little bit and spray over it, just enough to get coverage on the stars. Yeah, if you spray, sometimes if you spray too close, it'll puddle up and it will run into the stencil, even though you got easy tack on the bottom of it. It's just good to hold it several feet back. Spray these things down. Alright, about to get the last one in. Make sure I got some good coverage on them now. Go back over it one quick time. Alright, now I'm pick up the 10 here, and you can see where the logo is underneath it. It didn't get any white paint on my logo to mess it all up and make it blend together. So I'm gonna pull this sheet off. This is almost like pulling a vinyl stick, the sticker vinyl that I use for stencils sometimes. That's how sticky this stuff is, and it came out pretty good. I was hoping to pull any of the paint off because it just kind of freshly painted the blue just a few minutes before I did all this. So Marine's emblem came out good in the middle. It's nice and lined up, no stars sprayed on top of it. So that came out really well. I was pretty pleased with it. Now this stuff gets sticky on the back. That easy tack stays on there, but if you get some mineral spirits with a rag, you can wipe it off. And I'll wait a little bit, let it dry out, and then wipe some of it off. But it just wipes off pretty clean, so you can reuse it again next time. All right, this is the finished product, and I put the star stencil over it with the easy tack stuff to sort of adhese it to the board a little bit more, keep from bleed through. Second time around came out very good. First one's in the scrap wood pile now because it didn't come out good. All right, but here's the flag. Got it laid out and laid down, ready to put the star emblem in there. Like I said, it'll just slide just like that right there. Well, I'm gonna put some glue in it, and of course Brad nailed it down from behind, stapled it in there a little bit more, but that's pretty much the way it's gonna be. And then I'll give it a coat of polycleric over it to protect it some, and then it will be finished.